Up and at 'em, sleepyhead.
Uh...
Seriously, sir. You've been in bed for over a week. It's unhealthy. I'm drawing a line.
No, 5 more minutes. Val, go to sleep mode.
I'm just going to become louder and more insistent until you get up.
Gosh dang it, why didn't I install a snooze button on you? Fine. I'm up. Did you at least manage to integrate yourself into the house overnight?
Confirmed. All systems are integrated.
Okay, good. Well done. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Tekkit.
Dare I ask why you were sleeping in your power suit for so long?
I literally never take it off for any reason, Val. You're stuck with me forever. Did you redo the doors?
Maybe.
I don't think I gave you permission to do that, but I approve.
Oh, wonderful. My life is now complete.
Let's go check in on the village. It's been a while since I've visited my establishments to make sure we are still making a good, tidy profit. One of the things I love most about being a capitalist, Val, is the ability to make money work for me. I just open the business, get some proper management in there, and then even when I'm not here to watch it, I know that I'm still making money while I sleep. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Or at least it would be if I had any employees here at all. Gosh dang it. Did Giovanni never turn back in for his shift?
It would appear not.
Hey you, have you seen Giovanni? Oh, I see. Unfortunately, I cannot say I remember what he looks like, and they all kind of look the same to me.
That's mildly racist.
Shush, Val, it's not racist at all. Okay, well, I guess I can't have this establishment open without any employees. You know what we could do? Val, what would it take for me to divert some of your processing power to create a subroutine that automates the restaurant with automated kiosks, you know? Like McDonald's and stuff been doing lately because people keep demanding too high of a minimum wage.
Not a problem at all. I can divert approximately 0.099% processing power away from your Bitcoin mining operation.
Yeah, it should be completely fine. All right, let's see. I think there is a way of making this. Is it like a vending station or something along those lines? Hang on. Vendor, new, how about just vending? There it is, vending blocks. Aha, okay. So that just takes a bit of gold, some stone, some redstone, and some glass. If you want to make an advanced one, we could use redstone repeaters, which are easy enough to make. Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and build a couple of these. This is going to be far cheaper in the long run than hiring these people. Place, vending blocks. All right, we have our automated kiosks. Oh, hello! What's wrong? Is there something going on out there? You seem absolutely terrified and everyone's running extremely fast. Some sort of a party going on out here and I don't even know what it is. Right, well, ignoring that for the moment. Vending block. Okay, now we just need to go grab some of the product. Oh, I think I found the problem. There's a bunch of tiny little baby zombies. Gosh dang it. Val, make a note. I need to create some sort of a security system at some point. Oh, sorry. Didn't mean... I was trying to stop the zombies, but, well, you stepped in my way at the wrong time. Val, also make a note to send a fruit basket to his family. That was a legitimate accident. All right, we have an advanced vending block. I should be able to now say that I am selling, let's say, cooked meat ingots. There they are. I am giving it away. Not a frickin' chance. Ooh, wait a minute. Okay, so can I select gold nuggets and stuff from here? I've never used these vending blocks before. Stand by, Val. There we go, and now when somebody comes in, they should see that we are selling our meat ingots for emeralds, nuggets for only gold nuggets, nugget for nuggets, it's a fair exchange, and then some bread for some gold bars. I think these are completely reasonable prices, don't you?
If you say so, sir, though I'll warn you that I've observed a historical trend between population uprisings and soaring food costs.
That was a rhetorical question, Val. You can't possibly understand the intricacies of market demand.
The economic model of supply and demand postulates that in a competitive market, strong emphasis added for your benefit, sir, the unit price will vary until an economic equilibrium between price and quantity is achieved.
Okay, I stand corrected. Apparently you can. Did you download the internet again?
Portions of it. Others were less than appropriate.
Telling you, Val, there are horrible things on the internet. You really should have nothing to do with that. You know, automating that restaurant does give me a few other ideas on what else we could start automating. Now that we have you here, Val, to help process all that stuff, maybe now is a good time to start experimenting with a mod called Steve's Carts.
Who is this Steve person, and how is he able to patent modular minecart technology?
I have no idea who Steve is, Val. I've never met the person, nor do I care to. Alright, so what is Steve's Carts? Well, it is a cool way of building up your own automated mine carts with a whole lot of modularity. In order to get started with this, we're going to need a couple of different things. We're going to need our cart assembler to start, which requires simple PCBs. I have no idea what that stands for. Stone and some iron. How do you make a simple PCB? It requires some some iron, redstone, and gold. And I'm just going to go ahead and make a recipe and toss it into my applied energetics because we're going to need a bunch of those. Then, if we can just craft up a few of those, if you wouldn't mind, Val. Thank you kindly. Grab those like so. Then we're going to place, stone, and iron, ba-boom. Cart assembler. While we're at it, let's go ahead and make ourselves a cargo manager, which requires a whole bunch of iron panes. Wait, I don't actually remember how you make these. Iron panes require basic iron panes, which are chest panes surrounding iron, which are just a whole bunch of wood and some logs. Good lord. Alright, we got a lot of recipes to make. Okay, I've got all the recipes, so we need our large iron panes, which are just made of iron panes, then we need our huge iron panes, which is even more iron panes, and then we need our dynamic panes, which are dynamic panes around redstone, which of course are iron panes with more redstone. So I've got all those recipes set up. We should be able to go in here and now just say I want to get a cargo manager like so. Currently crafting, oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, just took a little longer than I expected, but there we go, boom. Ultimately, I know I'm also going to need a whole bunch of things like detector rails and junction rails and regular rails and so on, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's make ourselves a standard hull cart, which is going to require some iron plus some iron wheels, which are sticks around iron, easy enough to make. And let's take this cart assembler over to my new little workshop area, place it down, I don't know, right over here or something. Okay, so the way that this is going to work is we're going to start with a blank minecart hull, and we are going to customize it with all the different add-ons and attachments that we are going to need for our purposes, whatever that may be. So let's take our standard hull here. You can see that this has a modular capacity of 200, a complexity cap of 50, maximum number of engines, maximum number of add-ons. None of that means anything to you right now, but let's go ahead and place the hull right here. That's a slick little feature right there, and it opens up all of the open slots that we can place in our cart. Now, there are different types of carts. There is a wooden hull, which you can see has a much smaller modular capacity, a complexity cap, and can only have one engine. And then there's the reinforced hull, which has significantly more. The reinforced hull requires reinforced metal, which is, how do you make that? Stabilized metal, which requires hardened mesh, iron, and refined hardener, which requires raw hardener, which is diamonds and obsidian. So you need a whole bunch of diamonds in order to make these, and we certainly could afford that, but we can start with something nice and simple for the time being. Now let's start from the top here. We need to make some engines. I can fit up to 3. This is how our cart is going to be able to move. There's a few different types of engines available. Let's see. There is thermal engines, which run on buckets of lava. There are coal engines, which run on coal, and there are solar engines, which of course just run on basic sunlight. I do tend to favor these a lot when possible, because it is a renewable energy source. So let's say that I wanted to use just coal and solar energy. Those are pretty easy to work with, they don't take up a whole ton of space, and it means that I don't have to worry about filling them up with buckets of lava, which can become a big pain in of itself. So a coal engine requires pistons, furnace, and iron ingots. The solar engine requires iron, pistons, solar panel upgrades, and an advanced PCB. The advanced PCB requires the simple ones plus some iron and some redstone. The solar panels require glowstone, redstone, and iron. So let's move on to the tooling units. Now, that could be a couple different things. We could have drills or we could have farming units. You can farm with these carts. If I wanted to set them on some tracks and then send them on their merry way, they'd till all the soil around them and automatically plant them with seeds and so on. It's something we could do, but I have Mine Factory doing that for me, so why bother? Now, I'm much more interested in the drills. There are a few different varieties. There's the iron drill, which is just a few iron ingots. Not too difficult to make, not very durable either, but it'll do the job in a pinch. The basic drill just tips it with some diamonds. The hardened drill, which takes a basic drill with some reinforced metal that we already talked about, which is a little bit expensive, plus a block of diamond, much more expensive, plus hardened mesh, which requires iron bars and refined hardener. Refined hardener, of course, requires that raw hardener, which is the obsidian and diamond, so it gets a lot more expensive to make the hardened drill. But even that is nothing compared to the Galgadorian drill, which is a whole special type of metal that is added in with the Steve's Cart mod. Galgadorian metal requires the hardened drill, blocks of diamonds, and then regular Galgadorian metal, which is a lump of Galgador that has been smelted, and then 3 enhanced Galgadorian metal, which is a large lump of Galgador, which is several lumps of Galgador all mixed together. So what's a lump of Galgador? It requires these eyes of Galgador plus some stabilized metal, a whole block of diamond, and glowstone dust. What's an eye of Galgador? It requires an eye of Ender, gas tears, fermented spider eyes, and magma cream. Very, very expensive to make a Galgadorian drill, and it has a modular cost of 150, so this is only really useful if you plan on building up the reinforced holes, which as of right now, I have no intention of doing. So we're not going to bother with this. Probably never going to bother with this. I'm not sure we're ever going to need something that can strip mine quite that fast, but it is very, very effective. Now, instead, let's worry about getting ourselves a hardened drill. Again, we need the reinforced metal, which requires our stabilized metal, which requires more refined hardener and some of this mesh. So let's go make a whole bunch of refined hardeners and meshes. All right, so let's go ahead and craft ourselves up a bunch of this stuff. Fortunately, you do get like 5 stabilized metal for every recipe, so it adds up pretty quick. Toss this into our furnace. I got enough raw hardener at this point. Grab some of you, thank you. And yeah, let's make ourselves a proper drill. Doop. Da-doop, da-doop, doop, doop, and hardened mesh. Now we have our tool. And we should be able to place it right like so, and there it is. There's our beautiful drill. Very expensive to make, but it should do the job pretty nicely. Now we can move on to, well, actually, let's just go ahead and jump down to storage. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this thing to go mining, but then after it's done mining, we don't want it to just drop blocks on the ground. I want it to actually have some sort of an internal storage unit. And there are a few of those that you can build as well. There are the side chests, which require some of these chest panes, which we already made before, plus a chest lock. But if you do this, they should sit nicely on the sides of your carts. We cannot fit a giant chest in the center because it would conflict with our solar panel. Now, this is where having the compact solar panel could come in handy. If you want to leave the center open for something else, you could make one of these. Now, it has a modular cost of 32 instead of 20, which makes it seem like it's actually bigger and not compact at all. And it's also a heck of a lot more expensive. But the advantage of the compact solar engine is that it sits on the sides, which leaves the center open for something else. So if you wanted to do that, that would certainly be an option. We have our top chest, which again I can't use because the solar panel is taking up that space. Internal storage we could fit. Front chest would be conflicting with the tool, so there's no advantage to that. So instead, let's try making a side chest, and I think we might be able to make internal storage. That requires a bunch of these chest panes and a chest lock, which is just iron and stone. Let's make these. There we go, one of each of these should be sufficient, and just like that, you can see we got some nice little side chests. And I should be able to place this here. Yes, indeed, okay. So that fits. It doesn't take up any particular slot. It's just an internal storage unit, which is nice. Let's move on into the attachments. Now, attachments are pretty important because they allow your modular cart to do all sorts of useful things like, I don't know, place down torches, for example. We want to have a torch placer. That requires tri-torches and some iron. Tri-torches are just 3 torches. Very easy to make, but you can program this sucker so that as it moves around, it automatically lights up the areas around it, which means you don't have just dark mine shafts somewhere filling up with zombies. Pretty useful. We also have the railer, which allows a cart to place rails in front of it, which means we don't actually have to set this thing on a track and just mine open air, because, I mean, if you've already got the track down, what else do you think you're going to mine? This is pretty darn important, because it actually can just pick a direction and just keep going straight and place more rails in front of it until it runs out. This requires a rail, some stone, and some iron. Very cheap to make. So we should be able to place these down like so. Wait, actually, I'm sorry. The torch placer would conflict with the side chests. Do we care about the torch placer? So this is the conflict stuff I'm talking about. You can see if you remove this, there's the torch placer right there, and that's why it would conflict. I guess I could just fill it with nothing but internal storage units. They're not all that effective, but, I mean, maybe. Yeah, I guess that could be an option. Let's also place down the railer. This does not conflict with anything in particular. I'm going to go ahead and build up some more internal storage units so we actually can store something. But the loss of the side chest is unfortunate. There we go, that should do the job. Now let's suppose that I wanted to tell this cart to go down into the earth to a specific height and then mine around, right? Say in the diamond level and so on. That is also something that can be done. There's a height monitor somewhere. Ah, there it is, the height controller. Looks like a little piece of paper. Now this is not an attachment, this is an add-on, which we can use to control certain features of the cart. So if I wanted to build one of these, needs another one of those simple PCBs and some compasses and some paper. Easy to make, very valuable, I would say. We also could create a liquid sensor add-on. Not sure if I need this or not, but it would determine, hey, there's some water in front of me and I can't get around it. Let's not go charging into the water. I don't know, that could be useful, but I'm not absolutely sure we're going to need this. That requires an advanced PCB, lava, water, diamond, redstone, and so on. I guess not charging into lava could certainly be useful. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. We also want to consider what happens if our cart drills down into the earth and then comes to a ravine. We want it to be able to build a bridge across, so that's where the bridge builder attachment comes in handy. That requires bricks, simple PCBs, redstone, and pistons. So I will place the bridge builder like so, and the height controller like so. Okay. Unfortunately, we have now reached a point where the cost of my cart is greater than the capacity of the hull. By how much? By a pretty substantial margin. Hull capacity of 200 is proving to be a bit of a limiting factor here. I guess we could get rid of one storage unit and place these back in here. That's still a little bit too much. I'm kind of loath to get rid of even more internal storage, but I guess we kind of don't have much choice at the moment. So that leaves a total cost here of 181. We could always go for a larger hull, and that would be fine. We could also go for a smaller drill, and that would be fine. But I guess for now we'll do this. I would say these are kind of the bare minimums required in order to have a functional cart. I'm just sad that we're not going to have nearly as much storage space. Are there any other add-ons that I care about? You could try to have drill intelligence and specify what blocks you want mined and what you don't. Power observer is an add-on. I think at that point it says, hey, I'm low on power. Let's just turn around and head back to get some more sunlight or something, and that would be fine. Ooh, there's a Galgadorian hole. I didn't even realize that. Ugh, way too expensive. Anything else that I care about? I suppose you could toss in advanced crafters and smelters and stuff like that if you wanted to craft things on the fly, which I don't really care about. Ore extractors, no. Enchanters, no. Colorizer? I don't need to colorize my cart. Chunk loaders could certainly be useful, but that takes up 84 modular costs, so that's not really that useful. Mechanical pig? Oh my gosh. What the heck? You can actually chop up a pig and make a machine out of it. A machine for pigs! Nah, I'm just kidding. Incinerator, melters, blah, 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 divine shields. There's a lot of cool stuff you can build, but I don't think we have space for any of this stuff. So this seems perfectly reasonable. Let's go ahead and build the cart as is. Now, one thing to keep in mind, as you are building out your cart and adding on more and more parts, you are increasing the time it takes to make said cart. Currently, I am looking at 38 minutes and 33 seconds in-game time to actually build out this cart. Now, in order to build this thing, the mechanical assembler here does require some coal. Or I suppose it doesn't have to be coal. It could be like any other fuel, right? I don't know, maybe. All right, place this right here. There we go. Fills up the fuel level, and now all you have to do is click assemble, and then sit around and wait. And for some reason, it's not showing it being assembled. Usually it does. There should be a way to see. It is consuming the fuel. This seems to be a bug. Ah, there it is. Progress right here. Yeah, it does seem to be a bug where it's not actually showing you the thing that is being built. But you can see here, time left 38 minutes and 13 seconds. Yowzes. There we go. We have a modular cart built. Okay, and it tells you everything that it's got inside of it, which is a pretty nice feature. Standard hull, coal engine, solar engine, hardened drill, and so on and so forth. In order to make this thing work, though, we're going to need a whole bunch of rails. Now, one thing I'm remembering that we are also going to need is going to be some sort of a module toggler, because what's going to happen right now is the modular cart is going to go down the tracks, mine stuff, and then when it runs out of inventory space, we'll come back and try to drop things off into my cargo manager, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But its drill will still be on the whole time, and we don't want it drilling through my entire base. So let's make sure we have something that can turn off certain features of the cart when it passes a certain block, like the module toggler, which requires some blue something or other, and orange dye, gold, an advanced PCB, stone, iron, and redstone. Not too difficult to make. I think we're ready to give this guy a test drive. Val, you said that you identified some land west of the village with good mineral deposits? So right over here by the pumpkin patch.
A bit further north, actually, but that would make for a good insertion point.
I see. Thank you for scanning for that. All right. That means I need to acquire some property rights from somebody, but I don't know who owns the land. Could it be you, sir? Hello, do you own the land west of the village or know who does? Oh, okay. So that guy right over there. Wonderful, thank you very much. Excuse me, sir. You own the land west of the village, yes? I would like to acquire it from you. What is your asking price? Oh, I see. Do you happen to have a next of kin? Perfect. You, sir, I believe are the next of kin, yes? Would you like to sell the property? I highly recommend that you do. Wonderful, thank you. Here you go. Enjoy your spoils. I am going to go and mine the crud out of this land. So this seems like a good as starting place as any. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay down just a couple of rails like so. And then I'm going to actually, I forgot something I need. I do need some detector rails and some junction rails, so we'll easily be able to control where this cart goes. The advanced detector rails require some pressure plates, redstone, and iron. Not too bad. And junction rails requires a regular rail plus some redstone. Okay, so with a rail set up like this, my idea is once the minecart comes back from its shaft, it's going to have to stop here with the advanced detector rail at the cargo manager, which will allow it to offload all of its extra spoils and also load up on torches, bridge building materials, and so on. And then afterwards, it's going to come back down here through the junction rail and then turn right back around and head back into the mine shaft. And the only reason I'm doing this, I don't find that Steve's carts can be very consistent sometimes. When it comes back from the mine shaft and drops off its cargo, you'd want it to turn around and go right back into the shaft. Sometimes it doesn't, and it just goes straight through this way and creates a whole second shaft. I hate that. So this is just going to exist to help it turn around. I mean, maybe there's a way to fix that, and I'm just stupid, but this will definitely do the job. Let's also put down our module toggler right like that. And what we're going to do, right over here, is we're going to say that I want the drill to be turned on when it passes through orange. Is there a way to do this? Okay, hey, the orange direction, no, I don't want it to deactivate. I want it to activate when it passes by orange, which is going in the orange direction right here. And when the cart is coming from this direction, in the blue direction, once it passes the module, it deactivates the drill, so it doesn't mine through my cargo manager. And in the cargo manager, I'm going to change up some colors, I think, to, let's see, the green side is what interacts over here. So I want everything to be green. There we go. Okay, and then what I want to do is continue along after transfer. Oh, maybe this is the way you turn it around. Oh. Well, that's exactly what I want. Turn back after transfer. Oh, well, maybe I don't need these junction rails at all. Well, that's fine. Okay, so if we change this correctly, then what we should be able to do, there we go. I have a different slot for each of these settings here. And what we could do is change the cart to first offload all of its extra inventory space and leave that here. And then here I'm going to place down the torches. And can I also place down some coal for fuel? There we go. And the extra rails for the railer. I should be able to place all of that right in here. And it automatically will fill the correct inventory slots with all of this. And then we'll also go ahead and put in the oak wood planks. These function as the bridge building materials. If you don't have either regular stone or oak planks available, then it won't actually build a bridge. So all of this should be working as intended. Now I should be able to simply place down our modular cart, and in theory, once the sun comes up, it will turn on and start working. Okay, so for right now, I've disabled the coal engine and the solar engine to make sure nothing happens that I don't want it to. I do not want to turn on the drill right now. It should automatically toggle once it passes that block. Once I get it into the loader, it should get all the torch places and rails. I could fill it in myself now if I wanted to, but I'm not going to bother. There's the internal storage units. Let's go ahead and set the level that I want it to go to. Now, I have to individually click this again and again. I don't think you can just... No. You can't click there and just change the height. But it does tell you at what height you have a chance of getting some good stuff. So let's go down to, like, height level 11. Height level 11 is where I want it to go. Okay. And if I can just push you here... There we go. Does it automatically start loading? Yes, it's getting loaded up with all of the torches. Should get loaded up with some fuel, like so. And then the rails. Perfect. And then finally will come the bridge building materials. Perfect. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that I want this solar engine to be the highest priority for using of power. And then low for the coal engine. Whoops, sorry. I'll get out of your way there. And I've already messed up the junction rails. And just to make this interesting, let's turn this into a little bit of a race. Proper man versus machine and see which is faster. All right, guys, I'm going to let you out of your balls. Here's what I want you all to do. You guys, all 6 of you, are going to be working to mine through the shaft faster than the machine that I have created. And I will happily provide you with all the iron pickaxes and the shovels and so on. Maybe even a little bit of food. I'm feeling generous today. And I want to see if you guys can actually outrace these things. If you do, I will give you a pension for life. If you cannot, well, I'll just leave you in the mine shaft. Have fun! All right, I'm excited. This should be entertaining, right, Val?
If you consider the wanton murder of innocents to be entertaining, then yes.
Oh, you're no fun. All right, let's go ahead and turn this sucker on. Medium priority, low priority for the coal engine, and down it goes. Look at him mine that 5x5 space in front of it. And it's placing down the rails and everything. Guys, it's catching up already. You guys haven't made any progress. I was serious. I'll leave you in the shaft. Actually, something I did forget to turn on is when we want to place down the torches. So, for example, if the light threshold ever gets below, say, 10, that's when I wanted to start placing down a couple of torches, which we're getting close to that point already now that we're going in we're a little bit deeper into the ground. Oh, there we go. You can see there it placed down 2 torches to maintain a certain light level, which is perfect. They may be a little bit too conservative with the light level. That's a bit more than I think that I need. Hang on. Set the threshold back down to like 8 or something by default. That should be fine. Okay, how are we doing in terms of our storage? Well, we are getting kind of full up there. We got our tin ore, cobblestone, flint, and so on. Now, if it does pick up any coal, it should automatically toss that into the coal engine, which we've already seen happen. I'm going to get rid of those flowers because I don't care about any of that. And what's going to happen is once this internal storage gets filled up, it's going to head back and offload and then go right back into the shaft. And if it ever does run out of solar energy, which it actually does have a pretty reasonable amount of, it should be able to consume the coal, which means it should never, ever, ever get stuck down there for no good reason. Case in point, it has already filled on up, so it should start unloading. Oh, it's decided it wants to unload the wrong stuff. That's not at all what I meant to do. Hang on. Let's put these somewhere else then. Wait, why is it unloading all the torches? Val, come on, you know what I mean. Stop making things needlessly difficult.
I would never intentionally make anything more difficult for you, I'm sure.
Something I want to know is if I can actually offload all of my cargo and send them directly into some chests. Let's place down the pneumatic servo. And then I want to blacklist certain items to make sure they never get pulled out, such as the torches, rails, coal, and oak blocks. So it's got a lot of stuff ready to offload. Can I then just turn you around like so, activate without a redstone signal, and then it does indeed pull the items out. Perfect. Aha! Val, I figured out how to actually remove only the storage. There we go. Remove from storage slots only. And I should be able to change this stuff to only go in the engine. This can go in the explosives. Ooh. Bridge material only, I guess, is what I want. Man, there's not nearly enough cargo managers for all the slots. All right, well, Val, at some point I'm going to have to trust you. You're not going to be an idiot. Go ahead and just put these in the correct slots. You know what to do. Only withdraw from the storage. I'm not actually mad at you anyway, Val. It's fine. I know you're giving me a hard time just to make sure that I do the job correctly and stop making stupid mistakes and getting yelled at in the comment section down below. So thank you for that, I suppose. You're doing a great job. How's she feeling, by the way? Is she feeling well optimized?
As much as I'm able to feel anything, sir, it's about as good as I could expect.
Good. Well, just wait until we have like 6 of these things running at any given time. Then we'll see how you feel about it. And how are you guys looking down there? Oh, you made a little bit of progress. Just a quick contrast, though. Well, you're losing, so better pick it up. Oh, wow, Val, you've already made it down to level 11? Dang, that took practically no time at all. Well done. All right, let's go check on the villagers, though I have a sneaking suspicion that they did not make it that far. Oh, no, they did not. Well, hate to say, guys, but this means that you did indeed lose the race. So, wish your families goodbye in your hearts, because you are never going to see anyone ever again. All right, just gonna bury you in here. That's nice. Yes, you can stop screaming now. It's okay, it's okay. Shh, shh. There we go. Peace and quiet. Well, congratulations, Val. You must be feeling very proud of yourself right about now.
My ethics subroutines are making me quite uncomfortable with your flippancy with mass murder, sir.
Oh, no. It's okay, it's okay. You see, in a race with a competition, there have to be consequences for losing. In their case, they're rather dire consequences, but consequences nonetheless, so you don't have to feel bad.
Thank you for the clarification, sir. I'm sure I feel relieved.
So what do you think, Val? If I programmed another 6 or so of these things, you think you can monitor all of them at the same time?
Easily, sir.
Excellent, good to hear. I'm gonna strip mine the crud out of this planet. And maybe we'll strip mine Mars and the moon for good measure. Everything shall bow before me. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If so, then I ask that you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time.